Кристоф Пелесье. Гости Лилль под первым номером в воротах Ива Грбич. Дальше полевые. 6-й капитан команды Жозеф Фонте, 3-й Тьяго Джало, 28-й Ренильдо, 4-й Свен Ботман, 20-й Анхель Гомес, 8-й Шека, 21-й Бенджамин Андре. Здесь опасный прострел, удар, и вот, пожалуйста, Грбич мяч ловит после удара Армана Лорьента. Здесь зазевался Ботман. В общем, не увидел он, как выбегает из-за его спины 28-й номер Лорьяна, и могло бы быть опасно. 21-й номер Бенджамин Андре, 11-й Юсуф Языджи, 10-й Жонатан Иконе и 17-й Бурак Елмаз. Жеслен Горвенек, главный тренер Лилля. В белой форме его команда, соответственно, в скорее коралловых, таких красных цветах хозяева поля Лорьян. Ваш комментатор Семен Зигаев. И давайте наслаждаться этой прекрасной встречей. Бурак Елмаз был на ваших экранах только что. И пока Лилль мячом владеет. Сказали мы о том, что команда имеет по 5 набранных баллов, по одной победе, по 2 матча.
It was charging towards the 6, unmarked, heart-of-mouth moment for Lille at the start. Lille, who have been conceding plenty of goals this season, which is in stark contrast to what we saw in the last campaign. Best defense in the league. 9 goals they've conceded in 4 games. 4 of those goals coming at home against Nice with former manager Christophe Galtier coming back to his old haunts where he won the title with Les Dogs, first one in a decade since 2010-2011 when they won the double. This is Le Moine, by the way, who won a Coupe de la Ligue with Christophe Galtier back at Saint-Etienne. Here is Angel Gomez to pick Burak Yilmaz. Reinildo. All the way back to Botman. Botman, who supposedly was on his way out, but has remained in the north of France. Sheka. Connect there with Burak, who applauds the effort. This is Paul Nardi.
Влетел Фабиан Ле Муан в своего соперника, мяча там и близко не было, и, в общем, эпизод такой пограничный. С другой стороны, и Бурак Елмаз тут мяч далековато опустил. Абсолютно точно, наверное, можно сказать то, что Елмаз в этом эпизоде не симулировал. Ну и вот они, звезды Лилля, не все сегодня попали в стартовый состав. Джонатан Дэвид, его мы с вами видели. Для него матч против Лорьяна особенный, потому что именно в прошлом чемпионате, в 11-м туре, когда команды играли на Пьер-Буруа, он смог забить свой первый мяч в составе Лилля. Было это уже на 90-й минуте, и при счете 3-0 он 4-й мяч в ворота Лорьяна тогда отправил, и, в общем, вся команда радовалась этому событию, потому что в первых 10 турах ему не удавалось забить, хотя моменты были, а естественно, на него давило. Самый дорогой новичок в истории Лилля. Никак не удавалось ему забить, но потом после Нового года тот забитый мяч пришелся на конец ноября. Затем он успел еще до Нового года забить один, но остальные свои мячи забивал уже после наступления 2021 года. И там несколько его важнейших мячей Лиллю победы приносили, а самое главное, в итоге принесли титул. То есть он, в общем-то, один из героев того чемпионского сезона, который уже в прошлом. Андре, проникающая передача, не проходит. Муфи развернулся, набирает ход, против четверых полез, но проходит он всех четверых, и в последний момент Ренильду вроде бы мяч забирает, передача, удар, 1-0, забивает Лорьенте. Но ничего себе, что сделал здесь Муфи. Это, конечно, сейчас главная звезда Лорьяна. Здесь спору быть не может, и он просто диво как хорош. 22-летний нигериец, он и в прошлом сезоне играл здорово и ярко. Давайте еще раз посмотрим. Вот он здесь, вроде бы окружен тремя. Шека, Ботман здесь, Андрей не стал вступать, и через Ренильду Фонте здесь продирался. Да, наверное, помогал себе руками, но давайте будем справедливы. В общем, вопросы к обороне Лилля здесь абсолютно точно есть. Но вот как здесь? Вот тут главный момент. Помогал себе, конечно же, руками в борьбе против Фонте. Ну а дальше передача на Лорьен.
La défense était complètement en train de dormir de ouf.
А вот здесь игра рукой, по крайней мере, Жозе Фонте подсказывает. Я, честно говоря, увлекся проходом Муфи на этих повторах и не обратил внимания. Но мяч засчитан, 1-0 уже на 7-й минуте Лорьенте забивает. Дремил Муфи, конечно, автор этого мяча. Он в нынешнем сезоне уже забил однажды и одну голевую передачу сделал, но в прошлом сезоне, в своем дебютном в составе Лорьяна, был просто великолепен. 14 мячей в Лиге 1, 3 голевых передачи, еще по одному мячу успел он забить в своей предыдущей команде в бельгийской, в которой он играл, и, соответственно, один мяч в Кубке Франции. Но здесь голевая передача. На счету Муфи 22 года этому парню. Если вы вдруг с ним не знакомы, то, конечно, присмотреться к нему стоит. Ну и Арман Лориенте тоже здесь хорош. Вколотил мяч. 1-0 впереди Лорьян. Лемуан. Передача назад. Лапорт. Йенс. И вынос в никуда в этом эпизоде. Что касается Морица Йенса, он вот буквально на флажке трансферного окна перебрался из Лозанны. Поэтому, как ни удивительно, это его дебютный матч. Ему 22 года также. Он немец, родился в Берлине, 1,90 м рост у центрального защитника. И он выступал за Фулхэм, но толком себя там проявить шансов не имел. Перебрался в Лозанну. Перед началом прошлого сезона отыграл сезон в Лозанне. И он перебрался теперь в Лорьян. Без нарушения правил. Юсуф на газоне оказался. Фонте. Ботман. Гомес. Андре. И вновь Юсуф Языджи, но понимает Лорьян, от кого может исходить угроза. И вновь контратака. На этот раз Лорьенте ее разгоняет. Передача на Муфи. И здесь друг друга не поняли. Лорьенте и Муфи столкнулись между собой. А Юсуф Языджи разгоняет новую атаку уже своей команды. И Коне ушел от двоих. Но в последний момент мяч из-под ног выбивают. Естественно, аплодисменты. Лорьян в прошлом сезоне не очень здорово сыграл против Лилля. Но матч первого круга, мы вспоминали, он завершился со счетом 4-0 в пользу гостей с северо-востока Франции. Ну а домашний матч они проводили здесь в 26-м туре. Это было в феврале этого года. И там, в общем, тоже все было печально. 4-1, когда победил Лилль. Но прошлый свой заход в Лигу 1 Лорьян дважды по ходу сезона Лилль обыграл. И на выезде Жереми Ладьер тогда отличился. 1-0 выиграли. И с таким же счетом выиграли дома. Там Уканджо с пенальти забил. Но это был сезон 16 и 17 годов. Когда у Лилля вообще была перестройка, они в сезоне 15.
Font. This is Jallo. Certainly don't ping it into the front men quite so quickly, Lille.
It's a really good defensive shape from Lorient there, preventing those passing lines into the front players. Certainly Yilmaz Yaziki, Gomez on the left, finding it very difficult, the midfield players, Andre, Xhaka, to feed that ball into their front players. You see Yilmaz back in his own half, furious that he didn't get the pass from Jallo, getting frustrated already.
But it is the difference, Clive, as you were explaining a moment ago. The front men of Lille are coming to the ball all the time. The Lorient front men are stretching the play.
They're stretching the play, they're opening up the space, they're creating the opportunity to play through the lines. Dilemma now Gourvenac has. Does he push his back four up to try and squeeze the space, but then the opportunity maybe to go over the top for the two strikers to run in behind?
Jallo. Yazici. Again, a shade untidy, really. No problem at all for Laporte. Yilmaz nowhere to be seen.
He didn't move, he didn't come to show for the ball. He was on the wrong side of Laporte, he comfortably clears from that central position.
Just eluded Lemoine. Free kick, do you think, here?
He almost certainly thought so, Paul, the way he stopped. Shoulder to shoulder here. Good confrontation. Sure, now we'll see Botman font up the aerial threat.
They've always got that, you're quite right. Captain Lemoine did enough. Turpin gives this as a Lille free kick as well. And Jekka down once more. I think he's struggling with his shoulder this time.
Yeah, he was caught. He was in the air when the challenge came. You can see clearly nowhere near playing the ball. Hits the ground hard, Zeka, holding that left shoulder.
Igor Silva wasn't holding back, but going the other way, no holding back with this Lorient start to the game. It's like they've been spending a week and a half getting ready for it.
Just
out of the trap so fast.
So positive, Paul, and just attracting those four defenders. No one can get across when the ball comes to Lorient, and what a finish.
Not happy, is he?
He's been in the wars. He took an early tackle where he was caught. A collision there where he ends up hitting the deck hard. Physio's probably asking him where he is, and he doesn't quite know at the moment. A very, very strong challenge from Igor Silva. Nardi was definitely tested against Lens last week with free kicks, so I'm sure he's going to be on his guard. Ziki lining this one up.
Shooting practice for a while, wasn't it? You're quite right, Clive. More circuitous route, but it's beautifully fizzed across the face of goal by Jose Font. He reacted more quickly than anybody. Nobody on the end of it.
Well, the whole move to the point of Font volleying at the back post was excellent, but through that 6-yard box, no one attacking the space. Yilmaz is arriving, but he's arriving late. He can't get near it. Just switched off for a split second, Paul, and he doesn't make the area where Font delivers the ball into. That's a chance passed up, it really is.
Most certainly, and we have been discussing the lack of mobility in those forward areas without Bamba and Wea, and with David only among the substitutes tonight. Nobody on the end of that one. Kone took a lot on. He did have runners that time, and he didn't give it to any of them.
Yeah, just needed to release the ball earlier. The initial run and carry of the ball was good.
We've been watching this game tonight, Clive, for 20 minutes, and I mean absolutely no disrespect to Lille, but you would not know that they were the defending champions. The way that their general play has been in this game.
Absolutely, Paul, totally agree. Been sloppy in possession of the ball. When they've turned it over, they really have been too slow to react. It's been the home side again who carried a threat.
You can't give a man of the match for a 20-minute show, I know, but Lorient has been absolutely brilliant in the first 20 minutes of this game.
Well, he's just been so positive. Whenever he's received the ball, it's been on the half turn. He's running at defenders, committing them, making them make challenges, certainly causing all sorts of problems with his strike partner, Moffy. The turn, the positivity there, driving past defenders. Jallo, on that occasion, gets a decent challenge in.
I will say about Moffy, Clive, I have seen him enough to say to you, let's see if he can do it for 90 minutes, because I've seen similarly sparkling displays by him rather fizzle out, which you'll see tonight.
But Paul's contribution has been immense already, creating the first goal.
And putting the jitters into Lille.
Again, a back four that was rock solid last season, so many clean sheets, but look really vulnerable at the start of this. Is it because of Magnon, who's left, the goalkeeper who was outstanding?
And let's also remember that Leo Jardim was the first man entrusted with the goalkeeper's job this season. 3-3 against Metz first up, and then the 0-4 against Nice, which opened the door for Grubic, coming in from Atletico Madrid. Jeka soldiers on. Andre. Have that.
No, it was not meant for Kone. That was meant down into the channel for a runner. I think Andre just explaining that.
Once more, Yilmaz frustrated.
Once more, Paul, just a sloppy pass.
What, maybe a third of a metre away from being the perfect pass forward as well for Lorient. Not quite sure what the exact French equivalent of a foot is, Clive. Zichi taking up station on the right here for Lille. Had a bit of room. Le Goff out to him. And that's a bit more like it by Renildo. That is a penalty. Clement Turpin in absolutely no doubt. Lille hardly even needed to appeal for it. They get the break they have been looking for. And Burak Yilmaz, well, you can write him off. So many have done it through his whole career, but he's got the most marvellous knack of coming back and making an impact.
Well, the first one, Clement Turpin waved away after the challenge, where he went to ground too easily. This time, Laporte strikes for the ball, but just clips his legs away from under him. And immediately, Clement Turpin, just 2 yards away, points to the spot. Renildo got himself forward, released Yilmaz on the edge of the box, and he did the rest to win the penalty kick, and he's putting himself up to take it as well.
Not even a murmur of protest from Lorient.
As soon as he drags that ball back inside, Paul, the defender cannot afford not to touch the ball, not to make any contact. The contact he makes is with Yilmaz's legs. They go from under him. Clement Turpin awards the penalty kick.
So Burak Yilmaz, 16 in the title season.
Well, the hallmark of champions is sometimes not playing well but getting results. This is a big penalty kick.
Stroked home. It is his second of this season, and tonight much needed. No wonder they love him so.
Well, never any doubt, full of confidence. You can see the way he strolls up to it. Just, I think, sees the goalkeeper drop to his right-hand side. Side foots into the opposite corner.
And that rather quells the ardour of the Lorient public here tonight in the Moustoir after a thundering start from Lorient. And no wonder they're all walking back very slowly, these Lille players, because It's the moment they've needed to get their breath back in this game.
Absolutely, a chance to take a deep breath. For the next team a level. Not sure they really deserve it on the way that the play's unfolded. He'll be so disappointed. Lissier, really good start from the home side, but the champions are level.
Lorient free kick.
Well, Ronaldo's headed that for me. Really climbed high and headed the ball. I think that's unfortunate for him to concede a free kick in that manner.
Ligue 1 tonight, Premier League tomorrow on BT Sport, with Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur. One of many Clive Allen derbies in the top flight, of course, that one. 11:30 AM BT Sport 1, HD and Ultimate, and you can follow what will surely be a very busy day for football fans on BT Sport Score from 3. Which was your favourite Clive Allen derby in your playing career? West Ham Chelsea, QPR against
Fulham.
We could go on all night, actually.
Tottenham Arsenal.
In your playing days, Clive, were you out west? I know Lorient weren't really a top flight outfit in those days, but when you were at Bordeaux, Nantes were the big force in this area then, weren't they? That was their big derby game.
Yeah, Nantes was a very, very big club, along with St Etienne at that time, and rising Marseille as well.
Lorient, little deflection on it, but still alive. Oh, was it ever alive? What a magnificent hit.
What a save. Absolutely sumptuous volley from Igor Silva. Fantastic stop from Grbić.
Booted clear by Botman, anywhere will do.
But again, they get the ball wide, the cross comes in. Igor Silva arrives and volleys it beautifully. Sweetly hit, well saved.
You called it early in this game, Clive. Lille's defending is not up to mustard.
Certainly isn't what we saw last season. Again, slight deflection off of Font, really well hit. The keeper gets himself set, but the reaction is superb. Right-handed save, really good stop. Really good hit as well. He would have thought he scored there with the connection he made, the power.
Igor Silva, the right back, incidentally, a new signing from Osijek of Croatia this season. Botman, a little bit more measured then, and it's got Lille playing. Simple pass could do that. Kone made the move into the box that time, the cross didn't come in. Mopped up this time by Botman.
I've got to say, Paul, it's been a really good half an hour for the home side, and yet they find themselves level. They've played well against the champions without having the advantage that I feel they deserve.
Very tidy, Lorient. Fabulous take by Moppi. Monconduit. And it's a scuffed effort on the end of it by Abagel. No problems this time for Grbić.
But again, What really good controlled possession from the home side. Michel just can't quite get the connection and strike that the whole build-up deserved.
Abidjan, ever present last season. I called him a youngster earlier, Clive. That was actually not quite the case. 28 years of age, but having watched him last season, as you did also, a very tidy footballer who could yet have his best years in front of him, I think, at this level.
Well, I think with his experience now, he's showing that. Really disciplined in his position. Gets himself forward on that occasion. Doesn't strike it the way that he would have wanted, but yeah, he had an outstanding season for Lorient.
André.
Yilmaz again coming back into his own half to just get some touches and possession of the ball.
It's more progressive, but not a very good touch then by Ikone.
And a poor challenge as well. Heavy touch from Ikone. Port, you see, side foots it away. Ikone's momentum carries him into the defender. No, Jonathan David's been away on international duty, Paul, but I'm sure he's going to play some part in this game. Can't imagine that they'll continue with just Yilmaz as the focal point.
Bachmann to Jalou. Happy to run with it again. City to do the same here. Nicely tidied up by Jens. Turpin does not give the free kick, and Montpellier, I should say Lorient, not very happy about that.
I think it was Monconduit that was caught. That press, Gourvenet. At times he's been their undoing because they've been able to play through Lorient, get at that Lille back four.
Gourvenet, briefly of your former club Bordeaux, actually, Clive, either side of two spells at Guingamp. The first one was where he really came to prominence, a very long and successful spell. But he left Bordeaux and then went back to Guingamp, and that didn't go awfully well, I'm afraid. He only lasted 7 months. And out of top-flight management since May of 2019. Strange, again, another of those strange twists of fate.
Yeah, I think there was some surprise that he was the man chosen to follow the championship winning manager last season as he departed.
Crunching challenge here on Angel Gomez.
It's just that momentum. Plays the ball, no doubt about that. Comes through the back of Gomez. Lissier said something to the fourth officials now. Obviously told Clement Turpin he didn't think it should be a yellow card.
Fourth official is Michael Lilleux. Certainly that leveller by Lille has been a momentum changer. The momentum and energy in the crowd and on the field dropping off significantly from the home side's perspective.
Well, it's just quieted the crowd, hasn't it? I think they were a little bit stunned, really, because they were certainly delighted with the way that their side had started, deserved that lead. Well, Jose Font was telling them where to deliver that free kick, but overhit, didn't give him the opportunity.
Younger players might have been running for a fresh shirt there. He just gets on. Now this is long. That's the first policy order of the day for Lorient, and they've had plenty of success. And it's turned away this time by Botman, but it gets them down the field, Clive.
He does, and Botman just, they turn him around. It's a race. In the end, he does well just to clear the lines as Moff is closing him down. Sometimes it's not pretty, but it can be effective. Moves your team up the field.
Nothing doing for Abagel. Of it.
Yeah, not sure that was his intended pass, but in the end he finds Font and they come out on the left-hand side.
Yilmaz. Yazici. So far and no further.
Yeah, it's in the way this time as Yazici breaks into the 18-yard box. Good interception. And certainly the passing's been crisper from the champions as this half's worn on. Sloppy one from Yilmaz there, but Lorient finding it difficult to get close, make those challenges that they did in the initial 10 minutes pressing that they were really good at. Michel caught this time.
It's for Angel Gomez, who was on the receiving end earlier, of course, wasn't he? Back here.
Well, he's taking a whack across that right ankle. You can see he comes right the way through Abagel. No contact on the ball. I'm thinking he's feeling we've had a decent first half. Home team manager. Again, misses the ball. We've seen a Clement Turpin give second yellow cards numerous times.
Well, it's funny you should say that there, Clive, because he looked long and hard in the direction of Gomez, didn't he?
That's why I just felt he had to be very, very careful.
Lille rather ragged for periods in the first half.
But you can just see that Lille have started where they're a little bit higher with the press. They're not allowing that opportunity to be created by the home side. They're engaging earlier, getting physical contact.
And more ball, it would appear. A little bit more like their old selves. And defending that better, certainly, than they did in the first 20 minutes.
Well, that's good work from Xhaka. He just comes back into that pocket as Lorient receives the ball. Draws the foul from one.
Reinildo. Botman.
There's certainly not the energy, Paul, is there, or the intensity that the home side started at the beginning of the game.
Silva read that one all the way. Lorient.
Quickly closed by Botman again. That's an example of the manager having an influence on his team at half-time, where he's told them they've got to get closer. When that ball goes forward, you've got to get closer to Moffi, you've got to get on top of Lorient, and that's exactly what Botman certainly has done this second period.
And to be fair, Clive, running backwards doesn't appear to be his strength anyway.
That's where he doesn't want the ball. That's where Lorient could benefit if they can get the ball in behind him, get those two strikers turned and running in behind.
Even Gorvanek a bit more animated. You've walked both sides of the line, Clive. Sometimes it's very difficult for a coach, even one of the greats, to come into a new dressing room with players who've just won a league and maybe of the mindset, right, go on, show us what you're all about. Winning over.
Right. Winning over those players and the belief. Obviously under Gaultier, things that he said worked, went well. They had a belief in that, they got results. New coach will always have new ideas, Paul. You have to get those across to the players.
They knew Gaultier, they respected him so much. He'd done a brilliant job at Lille, but remembering that when he took over, they were nearly relegated. Changed the whole profile of the club again for the better. Silva. That wasn't very tidy, but they got away with that one, Lille. Xhaka. Now, if only Laporte could have done that for the penalty.
Yeah, played the ball. That's the difference. That moment where he strikes for the board certainly clips Yilmaz's leg to concede the penalty.
Not venturing very much, Lorient, and not with the high energy approach of the first 20 minutes. Maybe believing that their moment may come later. The foghorn gets them going again. How often did we say it during the lockdown? One of the things we were missing most was a Friday night game with a noisy crowd. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it. Something about it.
Always Friday night under the lights, the start of the weekend's games. Always a great atmosphere. People looking forward to the weekend and their team getting off to a winning start.
Jallo did enough. And here comes Grubic. How much are they missing Magnon, do you think, in goal?
I think it was a great influence. He certainly commanded his 18-yard box. You know that Botman and Font were very, very, I think, confident with him behind him. He made important saves at crucial times throughout last season. Kept numerous clean sheets, which were vital in the way that they went about winning games.
Angel Gomez.
Gomez again.
Yeah, on a yellow, and after the yellow, very quickly, there was another borderline challenge by him.
Right, he must be walking a tightrope now, because you can see he's late. And I have to say, Paul, he's lucky not to get a second yellow card. Might well be the change. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out now, Gomez.
We're approaching 60 minutes. You are absolutely correct in your forecast. And here comes Gabriel Gudmundsson to replace Angel Gomez. So Gudmundsson.
Well, he is a new signing, so interesting to see how he will fit into Lille's pattern. Laporte certainly felt the effects. There were studs down his shin. I think that's a good move by Gourvenec to take Gomez out, not risk him being sent off. I'm sorry, that's a yellow card for me.
Could have had 3 yellows tonight.
I think Laporte may well be still asking Clement Turpin. Yeah, there's certainly studs down that shin, below the shin pad. Just giving you a little rub, Paul, just to say you're okay.
A mixed message there with the change. How are we going to set up now with Gudmundsson on? But I think the message has finally gotten through. And the question on the other bench at the moment is Laporte. A mixed message there with the change. How are we going to set up now with Gudmundsson on? But I think the message has finally gotten through. And the question on the other bench at the moment is Laporte able to continue?
Oh yeah, he's going to come back on, there's no doubt about that. He's just been forced to the sideline because Physio's been on. Gudmundsson has come onto this left-hand side. Similar position to that Gomez had occupied.
3 seasons at Groningen in the Eredivisie. He started at Halmstad in Sweden, 22 years of age.
It'll certainly be interesting to see how he works with Ronaldo. I thought in that, as the first half wore on, he became a real threat for Lille, getting himself forward, the left back. You see Gudmundsson in advance of him at the bottom of your screen now on the left. He's going to have to go in field, give him the space to come and overlap on the outside.
Friday night under the lights.
go out and celebrate all weekend, Paul, if you get your 3 points on a Friday night.
Botman. Simple. I think by Mendes, well played.
Good header by Mendes, it really was. Zicky just opened up, you can see he has time to weigh it up. It's goal bound, headed away to concede the corner.
He's over to take it as well. Fonch got to it. And Botman around the post.
Chance, two centre-halves combining. Said they carried an aerial threat. Font pulling away to the far post, keeps it alive, sends it back across the 6-yard box. Botman's disappointed he hasn't headed it on target. He knows that's a chance.
Botman's got one in the 3-3 against Metz, of course, on the opening day. Got a couple at Heerenveen before he joined Lille. Saint-Etienne on the opening day, 1-0 here against Monaco, the 3-1 defeat at Montpellier, the 2-2 draw against Lens, and that 2-2 was rather end-to-end, wasn't it, Clive, and a bit out of character for Lorient, and it looked like Pelissier has been spending the international break trying to get everybody to keep it tight again.
Well, certainly coming up against the champions tonight. Just finding it difficult in this second period to feed the ball into the two main threats that were really sharp in that first half.
Yeah, but if you're not winning...
Gone absolutely quiet, Paul. You were right. But I would say that he would be arguing that the service that he received in that first half, he hasn't in the second.
I think what's written large here, Clive, is the approach by Lorient this season. If we're not winning the game, we're going to try and not lose it.
Starting 7th tonight at the beginning of this game. He'll be happy with that.
That's a total of 18 games last season. Yozitsi. Oh, he's done well.
Marconi was furious in the 6-yard box. He thought Yozitsi could, after what was a really clever run to get to the byline, should have crossed it. In the end, wins the corner.
Gave it to Jens, and I'm sure Jens actually wanted it off him, but he did well enough with it. Now potential breakout. The pass was delayed quite a long time, and the move lost its momentum as a result of that. Surely had to go further forward more quickly.
Yeah, I think an offside would have been given, Paul, if they'd have progressed with the ball, kept possession, but good advantage.
He'll come again. Nardi down very nicely there. one of the better moments for Ikone. Silva, not caught fire yet this half compared to the first half tonight.
No, really a half where both sides have just contained each other. Definitely a higher line from Lille, which was prevented the home side from gaining any momentum.
And one. Nicely played by Moffi. Igor Silva. Mendes. On by Abergel. Again, caution in Le Goff going backwards. Conduit. Feeding Lorient. Le Goff.
Worth an ever good tackle from Font here as Moffi got turned.
BT Sport, the Premier League on Saturday. It's Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur. 11:30 AM start time. BT Sport 1 HD and Ultimate. You can follow all the events of the day in BT Sports Score from 3.
Oh, that is Tottenham Hotspur, top of the Premier League. Played 3.
I've set you up twice tonight. It had to happen.
Not conceded a goal.
It had to happen.
Never happened before.
Do you get in for free at the weekend if you do that?
Not at Crystal Palace, I don't.
The Lily Whites in this game on Lille, appropriately enough.
Well, I have to say, in this second half, have looked very composed, good shape, good defensive display, much better than that way that they started the game, and have frustrated the home side. They haven't been able to build up any head of steam. They look comfortable with the draw, but a draw, as you rightly said, Paul, is not good enough for the champions.
Mendes venturing forward and very nearly making something very important happen.
Oh, that's a big chance, the best chance that the home side have created in the second half. Mendes goes on the forward run. The cross actually takes a deflection off of Botman, and then Lorient at the back post just completely misdirects the header. What a chance, the best chance for the home side in this second half.
Well, remember the one he missed late in the first half, Clive, when he looked across believing he was offside.
And he was happy to see the flag go up.
It would have stood if he'd put it in the net. Jalot. Le Goff wins the duel. Jeka seemed a shade optimistic, in all honesty.
But a great example of Font getting tight. This is the opportunity. The slight deflection is actually off Gudmundsson, and then I think maybe whether he takes his eye off it for just a split second and he doesn't get the headed contact or direction that was required. But that chance there, the corner that's come about with the Xhaka shot, is because of Font's close attentions.
That needed very close attention, and Lorient got away with it.
Botman should have scored. He doesn't make the contact that he was hoping for. Actually, straight at the goalkeeper. Good stop by Nardi. Good stop.
Whether he knew it or not, Clive, he kept it out.
Whether it hit him or not, he was in the right place to keep it out. Slight off the side of the head from Botman. Actually hits him on the right shoulder.
into the last 20 before they turn to Jonathan David.
Well, we said he's on the bench, so he's obviously fit. Much travelled this week with international duties. But his introduction is a clear indication that they'll feel they can go on and win this game.
May have been going wide anyway. Grbić rightly not taking any chances at all with it.
There's a strong challenge from Moncondui, gets the opportunity, time and space to weigh up the shot. It is dipping, but I think you're right, Paul, just creeping wide of the upright. Grbić taking no chances, concedes a corner. That just brings the home crowd to life.
And Moncondui to take it. Set move. Which takes them back to where they started pretty much. Lopez did well, but the cross is behind him. Half cleared by Gudmundsson. Moncondui once more. Abigel had to scurry to keep it, did very, very well then. It's been a very cautious approach by Lorient in the second half, but the home fans have stuck with them, and it's a bit more positive now, and that was a delightful little ball crossed by Igor Silva, and it wasn't very far away at all.
Yeah, Moffey was nearly on the end of what looked to be a really good cross from the right back.
Abigel. That lifts the home support.
And that was better. Really inviting cross, and as you can see, Moffey takes off but just can't get the contact that was needed.
Silva again. That's maybe why they don't shoot in midfield very often. Now here's a man who has had his shooting boots on, especially at international level. Jonathan David. He's got 5 in 7 for Canada, who are making a very good job of this attempt to qualify for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. The latest victory against El Salvador, 3-0, and he was on target in that game. Canada level on 5 points with the United States at the moment. Mexico have got 7. ...1986, I think it was, Clive. Canada last qualified for the FIFA World Cup, was it not? Gudmundsson. If in doubt, give it to a teammate, even if it's backward. Keep the ball, manage the game. If we get a chance to win it, great. Let's not lose it. What a turn that is by Lorient. But again, just a shade shy with the attempted pass to Igor Silva, who is making a great deal of headway down this right.
Yeah, he's become more prominent in the last 5 minutes. Igor Silva down the right. But again, they couldn't capitalise. A slight slip by Font. Lorient was in a position, I thought, to go on and have a strike himself.
Mendes.
Best spell of the second half for the home side. Some good possession.
They're picking it up again here, aren't they? Moffi and Lorient have come alive again.
And it just looks like they're a little weary, the two centre-halves. Botman and Font.
That misses everybody out, bar Reinildo. He actually only presented it to Igor Silva. Look where he was getting in again. Lemoine. Silva. Grabic's fingertips once more. I just feel like he might pay for that. That's 3 times tonight. Ivo Grabic has come for these crosses, Clive. He's never tried to punch it firmly. He's never tried to catch it. He seems to try to tip them away.
Yeah, there's indecision and poor handling as that's fired back at Groff. Moffi tries to back heel it. You want your keeper, he's got to catch it or he's got to punch it clear. He doesn't clear the 18-yard box. Moffi very, very close to back heeling it in. And that is the difference. Magnon would have been catching that poor, or he's punching it, and he's punching it high and wide.
Got it all covered for you over the weekend in France, of course, and in Italy. Serie A, 2 great games on Saturday. Napoli-Juventus first up, BT Sport 3, 5:15. And Saturday evening for your entertainment, it is Atalanta against Fiorentina. Andre Jalot. That is a foul, isn't it?
It is, but you see how close Botman is to Moffi. Moffi, a miscontrol, but a block from Botman.
So with only 10 minutes or thereabouts of the 90 to play, here comes a double change for Lorient. Moncontour has gone off. Quentin Boisgard comes on for him. Lorient unstoppable in the first 25 minutes. His race now run. Adrian Grebic comes on. Grebic is a front man. He's actually Austria qualified. That is not missing by very much. Yilmaz.
I don't think that's a good decision by Yilmaz, because Jonathan David does really well to feed Yilmaz. Look at the support with Ikone on the edge of the box. It's a difficult angle, it's a long way out. You have to be hitting the target and testing the keeper. It's wild from Yilmaz. He's just not aware of the support that he has.
You did do that yourself once or twice, and nobody complains when it goes in the net.
Well, it's only right if it goes in the net.
Young player who just came on.
Or you hit the target and the goalkeeper makes a spectacular save.
The young player's just come on, Grebic. 27 goals he got for Clermont, earning his ticket for this move to Lorient. Clermont play PSG, of course, on Saturday.
Top of the table clash, Paul. Clermont have had an extraordinary start to their Ligue 1 campaign, their first Ligue 1 campaign.
So a new striking partnership. Not sure how much Moffi and Grubic have played together before. Learning each other's game. Abidjan. Silva. Boisgar. Clement Turpin allows Lorient to go again. Switch left by Abidjan. Botman. Coolly done there. As you rightly said, Clive, he's trying to do it all by himself at the moment. David was free right beside him and he ignored him.
Just a simple layoff was needed.
Le Goff's cross is not on target.
Just looking at these two sides for you, just wonder which is going to be brave enough maybe to take a chance, to believe that they can go on and win this game. No more than 10 minutes left. Palencia will not want to get beat, but Gorvanek sure will be believing that his team need to win games like this if they're going to sustain a challenge at the top of the Ligue 1.
Rather ungainly piece of play has given ball away. Jack a little bit clumsy. Lille are the champions, but can they muster any more here tonight? Still just 2 changes for the visitors. I think they're going to try and complete the set for Lorient before we're finished. Igor Silva has it, and they have men in forward areas. No free kick, advantage played. Boisgar was onto it, and they get a full reward. It's beautifully tucked in. Moffi has done it.
Paul, what a brilliant advantage played by the referee. Jalot's challenge, I thought, should have been given as a free kick. The referee, I think, sensed they had that opportunity, and when that ball goes into the 6-yard box, Moffi's there to make the challenge. There's a bit of good fortune the way it ends up in the back of the net, but what a big goal that is. Disappointment for the champions. This could have been a foul there with that challenge, but referee on hand lets the play go on. Ball fed wide into the 6-yard box. and he actually blocks the clearance. Watch Ronaldo, he actually makes contact, comes back off of Moffey into the back of the net.
The reward for a striker who got in there where it counts the most.
Paul, people might say that's lucky, but I think he sensed that that clearance is coming, the challenge is coming from Ronaldo, and he makes sure that he gets across the possibility of that ball coming back. He gets the contact, and he ends up in the back of the net.
Can you rescue something? That's what Lille are asking him. 19-year-old, he's at Ligue. I must say, at 34, Fabien Lemoine seems to have nothing left in his legs for the last 10-15 minutes. Got the ball and gave it to a teammate, let them get on with it, but his experience is still so important to what Lorient are trying to build for this season, and look at the reception he's getting. Yeah,
rousing reception. The captain departs, but he's done his job for the night.
Theo Lebris, 18 years of age, almost precisely half the age of Lemoine.
Yeah, fresh legs. And they now see it out. Gourvenet, the man under pressure.
Wasn't going to stop that and risk giving the possession to David. He just played it forward. That will potentially do the job now for Lorient. Lille, the champions, have got to come up with something just a little bit special. The whole of France watching on, questioning already in early September whether Lille really are up to the task of defending their Ligue 1 crown. Champions League campaign to prepare for also. They've not really made much mark in that competition in recent times. And I have to say, looking ill-equipped, really.
Well, it's going to take a massive task and certainly test their squad, which you'd have to say is not the strongest in terms of the Champions League opposition that they're going to come up against.
Wolfsburg is no easy starter either, Clive, even though they are at home.
Well, just that Tuesday-Wednesday Champions League game and then coming back to your domestic campaign that hasn't started well. It's going to be very, very difficult for Lille moving forward.
Sevilla and Salzburg are the other teams in the group. That's one of Wascar's first contributions, getting the yellow card.
Just a 4 minutes ball to get over the line. Alicia making changes, trying to run down the clock, break the game up. Goal scorer Moffey going to make way now. Could it be the winning goal? Both the goal scorers substituted. that's an example, Paul, a substitute coming on just full of energy, wants to make an impact. The last thing you want is to give free kicks away, especially at this stage of the game.
Jeka takes it. Didn't drop for David.
It's the youngster Labrie that got the all-important clearance.
Goodmanson, poor ball. Gone against Jeka, he might be yellow carded, he is.
Yeah, that's a poor challenge. He's saying he's going for the ball. He doesn't play the ball. No argument in a challenge like that.
The bit in the middle tonight was all right for Lille, but they started so badly and they're not finishing very well either. Lorient are just pushing the ball around, sending Lille backward, keeping them away from where they can do harm, and it's been very disjointed, Clive. Second half, Burak Yilmaz getting forward, trying to do something spectacular himself. That smacks of desperation, really. I know he can score goals, but no pattern.
No, and overall, I think that the home side, the way that they attack the game from the early stages, got themselves in front. Balance of play over the full 94 minutes, they deserve the lead.
A well thought out performance. Hit them hard early, then contain them and wait for the chance to come to win it, and it's worked out absolutely perfectly for Lorient. Beaten here, and now the defending champions Lille, as Lorient continue a very solid start to this season, but a title defence which is starting to look rather feeble, only 5 games